to murder.
Seriously, where the hell's Jack going? We're supposed to be recording in a minute. Oh no.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Brojection Room. I'm Jack.
I'm Gaz.
And this, I was going to say this week, it is this week. What happened to my voice then? Damn, I was on a roll then.
Go on.
Stop laughing, for God's sake. That's why.
Got me.
I know, if I pick this up.
He started talking and it just went.
I know.
Sorry. Come on.
Oh, fucking hell. He's gone.
Can you think I'm with it? Damn. Come on.
Hello everyone, welcome back.
It's like, come on, ain't that funny? Ah, it's not that funny.
Jesus. Hello everyone, welcome back to... Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Brojection Room. I'm Jack. I'm not quit. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Brojection Room. I'm Jack.
I'm Gaz.
And in this week's episode, we're going to be doing an Evil Dead special. Just come from watching the latest installment, Evildeadburn. What have we got in this episode, Gaz?
So, like Jack says, we're going to review Evildeadburn and then give our thoughts on all the other films in the franchise. It's safe to say that Evil Dead is our favourite horror franchise out there. So why not talk about all the other installments that came before this one, talk about what things we love or some things we don't necessarily love. And then I have a couple of quickfire questions for Jack, or just a general discussion. And then my final bit is I have a trivia game planned for Jack. I'm very excited, and there is a prize if Jack gets 3 out of the 4 questions correct.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
I'm accepting minimum 3 out of 4, but they're not easy. But if we like to say we know a lot about our Evil Dead, the franchise as a whole, so let's put that knowledge to the test. So that's what we have in store for you this week.
Oh, sounds good. So we jump right into it then.
Jump straight into it. Let's go.
Your thoughts? I think you enjoyed it more than I did.
Evildeadburn, yes. Yeah. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I sat on it. We saw it last night. The more, when we came out of it, the more I started to come around to the idea that I did enjoy it. However, I do think this is the least Evil Dead film we've got.
Evil Dead feel?
Yeah, it did not feel like an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, that's my problem with it, I think.
Yeah.
I gave it 5 out of 10.
You gave it 5, okay.
Yeah, I think because it's just right down the middle for me. It's like, it was just fine. I enjoyed I enjoyed some aspects of it. But I think like I said in the other review I did, you could stick any title on this. You know, a new like piece of media, or you know, The Conjuring, or you know, possession film, whatever. I wouldn't be able to like separate it from that. Do you know what I mean?
It kind of feels like it fits that norm.
Yeah. It didn't feel original. Yeah.
So what did you like about it then? Let's go over our positives first.
Editing. I'll tell you, right? I'm working my way up in the world there. The sound as well.
Yeah.
I think the sound, you know, when she gets that, obviously spoilers ahead.
Yeah, full spoilers for Evildeadburn and all the other films. I mean, for the love of God, they came out in 1981 all the way up to 93, and then the reboot 20. You've had plenty of time to watch them.
Yeah, so the audio in this film, the bit where she gets the pen stabbed in her ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible. And to be props to the film, I did feel myself wincing. I was like, oh, my God. Like things like ears, because I've got bad ears, but I felt that. And like the noises was intense. I think what else I liked about it.
So let's try and peel the layers back. Let's try and go through the film from start to finish. As we say, this is full spoilers, so it's been out for over a week now.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty of time to give away a spoiler if you want to go and see it before that. So the opening of the film is the lake where Evil Dead Rise started, which I thought was really good. At least, and then it felt like it was connected.
Yeah.
So I loved the callback with the head, which was the girl that got her head scalped
Yeah,
at the start of Rise. So that was pretty cool. And the female, I can't remember her name in the film.
Still don't remember her name.
I still don't remember her name either. But the girl who was possessed in Rise, she makes a return. Really good as well. Jessica, that was it, yeah. She comes back and possesses the lake. And, it's now a curse, which I thought was really quite cool, actually, like having a ghost story. We had Jessica.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Now, you're saying about the cursed element. I think one of the things that I thought was positive for me is the original Evil Dead was the forest was cursed. It had the evilness that lurked underneath, and now it sort of kind of gave that element to it when, like, she now is she runs the lake, not runs the lake, but she haunts the lake. So I thought that was a really good element, and I loved the boiling of the water of the two poor chaps that she put in there. No, the one she killed ripped in half, and then the other chap she boiled to death. That was a fantastic practical effect as well, by the way. When he comes out of the lake, and then he obviously he dies, and then she stamps on his hand, and all the skin and pulls away. I thought, wow, that is really cool practical effect. So
was it practical effect? Or was it CGI?
It looked practical to me. I don't know. We probably need to check, because again, this is fresh off our minds. We're not very clued up with what. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can fit in to see it again. To be honest with you, just so I got an idea, because I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I'm not entirely sure where I stand with it. If that makes sense, like I enjoyed it for what it gave me. In terms of the story, I thought was the weakest part of the film, even though it did enough for me to, like we said on our little TikTok out of screen reaction. This is probably the first Evil Dead movie that I didn't particularly care for any of the characters, apart from our French protagonist, who I still can't remember that. I had it earlier. I saved it. I was going to give you a big F you. I had it all planned out, and now I just her name eludes me. I'm going to have a look in a minute. There was enough there for me to be invested, but the actual, Deadites attacking the house and the possessing the family one by one, I thought it was really cool. I thought it felt a bit like Argentina against England, and they just sort of came just compacted them in, and they couldn't get out. I really liked that feel of isolation, and the fact that they felt like there was no escape. I know I've kind of jumped a bit forward because we were just trying to go through the film and what we liked and what we disliked, but those are the elements that I enjoyed from it. And I also really enjoyed how, like we said earlier, how Rise links it in, because obviously if you've seen the trailer, the brother passes away, and we're not totally sure. The trailer didn't really show what happened to him, and obviously now through this film it connects the fact that this Jessica from the possessed Deadite from Rise goes into the road and hits and crashes, and the poor chap crashes the car into her.
Poor chap.
And and burns the car alive, because this was a weird thing as well. Like, the Deadites were looking for the family. That's the first time ever that's happened, that the Deadites seem to have a purpose.
Yeah, because it was their grandfather thing, that element sprinkled in, which they didn't really explore that much. It was
haunted. It was hinted at in Rise when the kid in the height. I'm very terrible at remembering names. The kid in Evil Dead Rise, he put the tape on, didn't he? And he was like listening to that Vatican thing, and they're saying he wants to look at the Book of the Dead. That was all the link in from that. But then, like you said, that was sort of hinted at. Like, they gave the opportunity to expand the lore, and then this one did it a little bit, but didn't really go full on into it. It was sort of like teased a bit more, but it's like, well, hang on, give us more answers now.
There's that whole thing about the wise men, and I'm not sure if that's relevant to Ash vs. Evil Dead or what, because I haven't watched that in years, so that's due for a rewatch. But yeah, like, there was introducing things in there which I wasn't familiar with. I mean, that could be on my part, I don't know, but did you feel the same with that?
Yeah, I felt the same. I felt like it's almost like I kind of was like tricking my own brain into it, thinking, do I actually remember this, or is this something that they're trying to put into this? And I wasn't against it. I kind of liked the fact that we were trying to get a bit more of a story and a bit more of this world building with the Deadites and this war that potentially has gone on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And there's a story there that I'm very interested in, because I think the Deadites are everyone says they're very bland and boring, but I think they're quite fascinating. I think they're probably one of the best horror creatures out there.
Yeah, the Deadites, they're awesome. They play a big part in all of the films, obviously. But I think it depends which Deadites you look at. Like, the original ones are the best ones, obviously.
Absolutely.
Like, these ones, they're a bit bland.
That was my other point. And I liked the dad in that. I thought he was quite a badass Deadite.
I like the Deadite dog.
The Deadite dog, that was new, yeah.
That was cool.
But going back to the dad, I thought his design was quite cool, but it felt the least Deadeye feel we've become accustomed to, because there wasn't a possession scene. It was just when he goes into the mortuary, he wanted to say goodbye to his son, and then he was off screen for some weird reason for an Evil Dead movie to show a kill off screen in, by looks of it, very, very bloody fashion.
Yeah.
And then to not see it, and then all of a sudden the dad starts getting possessed by it, and then or unless he come through DNA, maybe, like it got through.
They go through they tried to do it through like wounds, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what they did in the. They did that in Rise, didn't they? Because the first daughter, the eldest daughter, got cut,
with,
and then she
yeah.
got possessed, and then she stabbed the brother,
Yeah.
so he got possessed. I think they're trying to link you with that because he burnt his arm, didn't he?
Do you think that's the way he got burnt? I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I just felt like, because they usually build up the possession scenes like in every single one.
In particular, like the first ones who are possessed, like Ellie in Evil Dead Rise. She gets whipped around this elevator for ages.
Mia in the reboots, the tree.
Yeah.
The tree sequence, and
the
original, with the tree sequence as well. So all the films have some sort of possession scene, and yet this one felt like it was over and done with quite quickly. And I thought, I like a good possession scene in Evil Dead. It's a big crescendo, isn't it? Not crescendo, it's an ending. The big build up.
Yeah. I didn't like the characters, like the whole story with the French woman and her husband,
Alice.
Okay.
If you forget the names, let me know, because I've got them on here. So I'm going to look for my purpose. I'm going to look for the names.
So was it Alice and Will?
Alice is the main girl in this, the French girl.
Will's the husband.
The husband was Will.
Didn't buy their aspect, like their relationship. He's a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
So why am I supposed to be? And I know, like at the end, she was literally like, "Well, F you," like when he was saying, "I love you" and all this crap, and no, I just didn't buy them. I just thought he's a piece of shit. I don't like. And there was this weird like angle where I thought that Will's brother. Name, please. Don't know him.
The name for the brother was Joseph.
Joseph, okay. Well, no, I was going to go on a tangent then. I don't hate the actor, but he's in Your Honor, and I hate him in Your Honor.
Okay, fair
Bryan
enough.
Cranston, so he's a fucking dickhead. Sorry. Yeah, but in that. Yeah, there's an element at the start where she accidentally kissed him on the mouth, and there's like, oh, you kissed him on the lips.
There's history there.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, maybe it's like, is he going to go off with her or something? But no, nothing was there. That was a bit strange. Yeah, the kills weren't as good. I mean, it was creative. I'll give them that. Like when they're driving off.
Yeah.
But it just seemed to there was just beats. What it was like dum 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 dum.
It's that's the word I was going to. This was my next point. The trouble is with this one, whilst I still will say it is good, it is by far the most formulaic Evil Dead movie we've got.
Yeah.
By a long shot. I thought the same. I also felt that in other Evil Dead movies, they do some things that take you by surprise. With this one, I felt like the plot was keeping the characters alive, and the Deadites were ragging them about, brutally torturing them, and they just did not seem to get the job done. Whereas in previous installments, their purpose is to go out and kill them. This is why I'll defend the bloody remake till the cows come home. That film was very unforgiving. It did not pull its punches when it came to killing off the characters. Yeah. Whereas this one, it seemed to withhold just to serve the plot and the story. It's almost like you could have killed these people an hour ago and you chose not to.
Yeah. I was about to say, so that scene where the dad like whips Joseph around the house, it's a cool scene, because he knows where the dagger is. That's where. So
that is, sorry, to move to that point, so their mission is to get into this family, possess this family who have a link to this priest who hid all the books and hid all the weapons that the Deadites could be used against them.
Yeah.
So this family is linked. Obviously, the priest is the grandfather for this family. So that's why the Deadites are personally attacking this family. Point I felt we missed out a little bit. So that's why they come and attack the family.
And you use that word correctly. It was like a plot device because the dad started whipping him around the house, and like I say, it was a cool scene. But I thought, he's not killing him. He's just like throwing him about and blooding him up or whatever. And then when we see him next, he's a Deadite. And
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Why has he killed him? Because he wants to know where the thing is. He just kills him anyway.
Yeah.
Did he know where the dagger was? Because when he came up to it at the end, he was implying that he didn't know. Because
I agree.
He was stabbing him with things until
it
worked.
I agree with that. I feel like that this was the first time in an Evil Dead story where we're not entirely sure what the powers of the Deadites were.
Yeah.
Because something, it's funny you mentioned that, because when he popped up out of he has the fight scene and Alice is up in the attic, and then he randomly pops up. I even looked slightly over to you, and we were both frowning. We were a bit like, how is he possessed? Like, unless he's beat him to the pulp where he's just sort of to take him over, do the Deadites get information off them when they possess them. It was almost like
I think they do. They must do because they always use it against them in like all the films, don't they?
yeah, like some of
So
the story elements.
so they got to know. Like they always know. Like one of them, like Mia was a drug addict in
Yeah.
the 2013 one, so
Okay, valid point.
knew like how to work it against them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he obviously didn't know where it was because when he got possessed, he was like,
Yeah.
she stabbed him, and he was just like, it's not that one.
Yeah.
Until like she did stab him, he was oh shit, I'm dead.
Yeah, I didn't like that bit.
Yeah.
I will admit, I did not like that bit. I thought, I know the Deadites toy, but when it comes to like actually finishing the
It's the whole
job,
purpose.
it defeats the whole purpose of them. So I didn't like that bit. I thought you could have got up and killed her like 2 minutes ago. You're trying to toy with her, and at that point, I thought she's going to find the right one in a second, and lo and behold, So that's where my main negative is. I think it's just very formulaic, and also there wasn't as many quippy one-liners as like
I didn't find it funny.
No, when the jokes did land,
jokes were
didn't
overused. Yeah, like not the grandmother, like his mother. She's a weird character. Like I didn't. Did you think at one point she was possessed because she said us, and then there was what do you mean us? And then the dad attacks him, and I thought they've turned her because he kissed her, like and all that. So I thought and I was a bit like okay. Yeah, so I thought, like maybe he's been possessed now because like saliva or whatever. But she wasn't, because then afterwards she was.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she was. You know what I mean? I was a bit like, it's just a bit of that.
Yeah, I felt the same way. There was some, like I say, to finish this point off, like we both said, I think there was a lot of things that were used as plot devices, and I felt like I'm nothing against the director. I am a massive fan of him, and
never heard of him.
He did Infested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's, and I really like Infested. So I can't remember his name for.
French, isn't he?
Yeah, he's French. Sebastian Vanek. Yeah, I like him. I think he's got a really good vision. I think from a filmmaking aspect, I didn't necessarily have a problem. I thought it looked really nice. I thought the editing was solid. The one take scene with the attack I thought was fantastic, even though that was the trailer. And a part of me wishes that wasn't the trailer, because I thought in the film, in that moment, I would have been like, oh my God, this is epic. But sadly it was. So I was expecting it. There was some stuff they edited out the trailer that wasn't in the final cut, and there was a lot. It didn't feel very practical for an Evil Dead movie. But then that can be said for the rest of the reboots, to be fair, because there is a lot of CG blood. I've noticed in the other ones. But I didn't, from a filmmaking aspect, I thought he made a very good movie, like looking movie, and I think a lot of the stuff that he did on screen that we visually was really pleasing. But my main problems were with the lore elements of the Evil Dead franchise, and also the story elements I just had a bit of an issue with. However, my main positive was why I like Alice so much was I loved her story arc. Domestic violence, she comes around full circle, she sort of, and when she finally has that chip on her shoulder, that demon that she was on her back, and she kept quiet for so long, and she finally spoke out. I thought her story arc was really well done.
Yeah.
we going to debate about this? Because by the sound of it, you don't like it.
No, I just, you think you're just going to, especially these last three, they all seem to follow the formula. I think that's the key word of today, the formula. They all have trauma. They all go through stuff. It's just they're not as interesting, like, as a lead, as like Ash, like, and they're obviously, they're always going to be compared to it because it is Evil Dead and whatever. They ain't got the energy, they ain't got the presence, the on-screen presence that, like, because that was Bruce Campbell's first film, and like, I think from the minute one when he's on there and when, shit hits the fan, I'm invested in him. I like him as a character, whereas these, like, well, specifically this one, I didn't really get that, it didn't interest me, because I think we've seen this before, especially in modern horrors as well, like Smile, Smile 2, where she goes through her trauma, top of my head, whatever.
I think that's the formula that horror's now sort of leaning into, and I'm all for it. I mean, it's funny you mention that, because we did an episode in October last year, bit of like a Halloween Evil Dead little thing, and we had major audio issues. That's why we never saw that's why we never aired it or put it out there. But I love the psychological trauma sort of side that horrors implement, because I think it empowers a lot of people in the real world who have gone through something like that. Like, we know a couple of people very close to us that have suffered the same thing, and I think we talk about Oh, sorry, off tangent for a sec. We talk about elements why I hate Barbie so much, and yeah, the negative message that it has.
Yeah.
I do think that because I do disagree with you. I do think the trauma side of these trilogy reboot, the Evil Dead reboot, I love it. I love we'll get into that a bit later on, but that side of things I love, and I think with this character arc, I think that is a very good message to come across to young women or men or whoever who've been
Yeah.
in that awful situation where you have your demons, or you have that family, something that weighs you down, that chip on your shoulder, and I just love how it all came together in the end for her, and that it's almost like a massive weight was lifted off her shoulders, and she was finally able to talk about it, because for the majority of that film, her character is very reserved. She doesn't really say much. Their child who died was this saint, and he couldn't do no wrong, and we find out, like you said just earlier on, he's a horrible piece of shit. He's an abusive husband, and I think that's a very good message to people, saying, don't keep it in, don't hide it. If the scars that she hit, so show
Yeah.
your scars. I don't know. That was just me. I liked that element of it.
Yeah, it's a good point, but maybe I just don't want to see him in an Evil Dead film.
Absolutely, no,
like,
yeah.
But it's a catch-22, because it's a remake, so they obviously want to do something different, because otherwise if they just copied like the 80s ones, they'll be like, well, it's just carbon copy. They're trying, but they're failing.
Yeah.
So props, kudos for trying something different. But for me, I wasn't as invested, like I said. But just one last point for me: the grandmother character. I thought they was going for a direction, and I'm really surprised they didn't. I thought it'd be a game changer if they did, because when one of the Deadites tried to possess her, and they're like, "Oh, you got an empty head," I thought they couldn't possess her. That's the angle I thought they was going for. Like they was trying to possess her, but then, or maybe if they did, they might have got what
lost.
she was hiding in the head. Because I thought she had something in the head that maybe I thought she was the key for the whole thing. I thought because it was her husband was the priest.
Yeah.
So I thought, because they were saying like he's done you over sort of thing, all this sort of stuff. So I was just thinking like, oh, maybe she's got all that stuff in the head, and they're going to try and get her. Yeah, I don't say normal, but she had dementia or whatever. I thought they was going for that angle, but they didn't. She was just another waste away character who I didn't find that funny, to be honest.
Ouch. Ow.
No, I didn't.
I found it funny.
Well, the first time when she's like, she's stole my money and all that, I thought, yeah, it's quite funny.
Thief.
Yeah, but then they kept doing it, and then when like they hooked her to the chair going down, I thought no, we had no laughs.
That annoyed me.
Yeah, I was just like,
well, there was a cool Bruce cameo picture.
Yeah, going up,
the OG.
Bruce Campbell.
What did you think of the Deadite, Thea, when she got possessed? Because I thought she was the best one out of the whole film.
Yeah, I felt bad for her. I thought you did, yeah.
Did she?
Deserve the fate she got. She got her fingers chopped off, her head caved in, the car seat through her face. Yeah, she was probably the most prolific one. I thought the dad one was a bit over the top, like when he just keeps shooting himself. I was like, I get it. You're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes what the Deadites do, they do that to traumatize and to bring the spirit down. Like that
didn't traumatize the wife, though. She ended up snogging his face off.
That is a good point.
So what's the point?
Yeah,
I mean, the kid was a bit like, whoa, but
yeah, it's weird we talk about this like this, because I've never really had a problem with the Evil Dead. I'm not saying the perfect films, but
I think they're the most consistent recent horror films. So when this one didn't sit with me, I do get. I'm not frustrated, but I will pick it up, because it's a franchise we like, and I think it's hard for franchises to be consistent, especially nowadays. So it's totally cut you off, because it's like Halloween. The start of Halloween, it's the greatest one, and then they go off, and then they rebooted it again. It fell off again. So whereas this one, it's like it started off great. The 2013 one was good, I think, and then on par slightly better. So then you think, it's consistency through it. So when this one dips a bit, I
agree, because I've always said this, that the Evil Dead franchise as a whole is the most consistent franchise, horror franchise. Like you said, Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first, I always say 1 and 3 are the best ones. The rest are rubbish. Two's
horrible.
Yeah, two's awful.
Yeah, horrible.
I personally think there's never been a good Friday the 13th movie. I think the first one is probably the decent. I'm actually a bit of a defender. It has. I'm also a defender of the 2009 reboot. I thought that was pretty cool, very creative. That's probably the only two. The rest are utter crap. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Halloween, fair enough. I'm not massive on Halloween, as everybody else is, but the rest of the films are garbage.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, I've only watched the first one and then the last two, I think.
Yeah,
the reboots ones, but
Rob Zombie's Halloweens are atrocious.
I've heard before.
Yeah, so, but can you say that about Evil Dead? No, I mean, Army of Darkness gets a lot of hate, but I think you have to really, and again, I'll go into this in a bit, but you really have to lean into the slapstick what it's going for. I mean, for the love of God, it's a guy going from 1981 to going back to 1300 AD. So you got to take things with a pinch of salt.
And the slapstick was in the second one. It's not like Texas Chainsaw where you go from the first one. It was this gruesome, horrible, like
Dramatic
cannibal chainsaw wielding, and then the second one's all slapsticky.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it was going down that path. Like you say, the second one, it's so much more slapstick, and it really works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so, is there anything else you want to mention about the Evil Dead Rise? Do you still have faith in them? Burn. Sorry. Do you have faith in going forward? Because we do have another one coming out next year. Wrath.
Is it this year?
Next year.
Oh,
27.
Okay.
They filmed this year, February this year. They started filming.
It's total new characters, new everything.
Total new characters. Film is set in 1972, and it's actually using cameras that have that grainy aesthetic, so it feels like you're in the 70s.
I like that. I like the sound of it.
Yep. So
I like the sound of that.
I've still got plenty of faith in it. Like I say, I don't think this was bad. Don't think this is a step down, in my opinion. I did enjoy it, but it did feel a lot less Evil Dead than what I hoped. But I came out of that enjoying what I watched.
Yeah.
And also, we forgot to mention the 2 post-credit scenes. Forget the first one. The second one was really cool. With
the hitchhiking. The one where...
That was the one with Ellie. That was the grandma.
Yes.
Grandma walking with no legs, which I was like, okay. I thought that was a gimmick.
Yeah.
And then the final post-credit scene was the ashes of Ellie, which I thought, how the hell did you retrieve her body? Like, I was being the Marauder from the... Yeah. Anyway, so yes.
But how's that going to link to the 72 one?
I have no idea. This is things. There seems to be a lot more questions, so we'll just see what
time travel comes back.
Hopefully, time travel comes back. It's embedded into the Evil Dead lore that it can happen. Yeah. Ash versus Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. I don't know why I said Ash the first time. I meant to say Evil Dead 2.
Yeah,
you know what I meant.
I know what you meant, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'd say it's a slight wobble, but it's not as a massive knockoff as Conjuring and all those, because I mean the first Conjuring and I think the third one they're in England, I can't remember, but the recent ones have been nah, that's part of shit, whereas this one's been like, oh well, I didn't really like that, but it wasn't a total knockoff. So yeah, I'm happy with them.
Yep. So I still recommend people go and see it. I think it's a great horror film. I think for the general audience, they're going to get a good kick out of it. It's very gory. It's very bloody. Some very good sequences. Just a story problem. I think there's story elements, but I really liked what we got for the most part. Anyway,
average.
And moving on to our next bit. So since we saw evildeadburn last time, why not take a quick trip down memory lane? So we both have rewatched all the Evil Deads up to it. Apart from Ash vs Evil Dead, I actually planned on wanting to rewatch them.
Yes,
but they're not available to stream anywhere. I can't find the Blu-rays. I know Jack has his ways of finding Blu-rays, so I'm hoping Jack can source out the Blu-ray for me. But I'll probably rewatch Ash vs Evil Dead for Halloween. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So we're just going to we did rewatch all the films, so we're just going to give our quick thoughts on one till Rise, and then we'll carry on from there. So Evil Dead 1,
this one,
the best one, arguably. I would agree with that. I mean, I'm not going to do a ranking list or anything, because in my opinion, I gave Rise 7 out of 10. So that's bottom. The rest are 8s. But the rest is just preference where I
gave Burn a 7.
I gave Burn a 7. Yeah. What did I say?
Rise.
I keep saying Rise. Why do I keep saying Rise? So Rise. Burn's got a 7. Man, you're really throwing me off. I'm not. Burn's got a 7. Rise. Everything else has got 8.
Rises.
Everything rises. To an 8.
But the first one, it's a 9 for me. I haven't rewatched it again. I thought, I've got to stop being so stingy. It's one of my favorite horror franchise. Yeah, I have to sing everything about it. I'm a sucker for things that go behind the camera as well. The effort that they do behind and to get everything to work. Because when you watch it, you think they must have just done all this, but hell no, that wasn't the case, was it at all? There's so much things behind the scenes, and they had a massive issue with censorship. They couldn't get things over. It did better on video than it did in cinemas, because everyone was referring to this as a dirty movie.
It's the only one with that rating, isn't it? The Evil Dead, the first one.
Yeah, because it was just getting associated with all these films that were coming out at the time. I don't know. This is a made-up one, like Revenge of the Dead Hooker, something like that. It was getting all thrown into that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think for what they accomplished and the story as well, everything that goes on, practical effects again, it's top notch.
That was my favourite thing out of the first one. I think the practical effects, and like you said, the things they went through to make that movie. I mean, they all put in towards it.
Yep.
Bruce Campbell, even as well put. I mean, very unknown at the time, first major role. Put his hand in his pocket to get the movie made.
And his dad did.
And his dad, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Raimi, Campbell, Tappert, the other
Yeah.
producer,
Yeah.
and of Ted Raimi as well. They all put in and try and make the best movie they possibly can using Raimi's car, which is now legendary.
Yeah.
You know, and actually finding a derelict cabin in the middle of Tennessee to film. I mean, you don't get old school of that, but like, I agree with you. My favorite elements of that film is the practical effects for virtually no money. And yeah, you can watch it now and you could think, oh, some of it's quite dated, because I always love the Cheryl. The stop motion elements is great. The dancing, yeah, that was great. Was that the second one?
That's the second
Sorry,
one. Yeah.
Linda Deadite is terrifying,
Yeah.
but so Cheryl was my favorite one, the one who ends up in the basement.
Yeah.
But even though you can tell she's wearing a glove and they got little bits of, I love that.
Yeah.
The effort they made on, it was a $350,000 budget.
Yeah.
That film was.
Yeah, because I mean, looking back, it probably hasn't aged well in terms of you can see Scott, you can see the harness that pulls him up and stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's obvious, but no, it's got a charm to it. I don't think you can take it that way.
You really can't, and I think it's iconic for the reason. You know, you have the tree assault scene.
Oh yeah.
Which is iconic. You also, and you say practicality. This is where it started. The whole shaky cam, the POV shot. You have Cabin in the Woods, but that's where the horror thing started from. It's because of Evil Dead. The story elements to it, you know, it's just like the old school plot of they go to this cabin thing. It's just a nice little getaway, and all of a sudden it was where this professor, retrieved a book of the dead. It was just back then you think, oh, it's just a generic plot, but it just got so, like you said, the word charm. It's just got so much of that to it, and like we said, every kill is memorable. Every deadite is memorable. Ash as a protagonist, even though I felt for the most part he was kind of sidelined for the first half an hour of it. I thought Scotty was going to be the main guy.
Yeah, there's character building. I think like limited character building, but you can tell like he's affected by it. But then he grows into it, and he has to take over because obviously the last one standing.
Yeah,
and like killing everybody that his friends and his sister and his girlfriend. But yeah, like the practical effects, like you say. Oh, I just love them.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe like this is actually before the Thing, the 81, and I thought the Thing was first. I don't know why, but obviously a year apart, whatever. But give shout out to the Thing. But this one, I think it's on par really. And like I say, the budget constraints that they had as well to pull that off.
And now it was that legendary. They gave him a bigger budget to redo it. It was kind of like a reboot sequel.
Yeah, it's really the Evil Dead, like the first three in particular. The continuity is really, really, really confusing.
It is strange,
and it could put people off because, like, like we did, we watched them back to back, and I'm sure loads of people have. You watch the first one, you think, I was just going to pick up from the second one, but then it starts off just him and Linda. You're like, well, where's the rest of them? Can you believe that they didn't even have the rights? That's why they couldn't. They wanted us to show the first one again, like bits of the first one to for the continuity, but they actually didn't get the lost.
They didn't have the rights.
No,
I don't know. Why would they have got the rights to their own film?
That must be distributing or some parts of the contract or something. I'm like properly delved deep into that, but I know they didn't have the rights to it.
I didn't know that. That's amazing. Because if we've said what we want to say about the first Evil Dead, how much we love it, it's iconic for a reason. 100% go and watch it. I'll be watching it. They'll probably be watching the whole franchise again for Halloween. But it is iconic for a reason, and it's so memorable, and it has that slapstick humor as well. Not as heavy as what it would have been in the second one.
Yeah, the second one, it leans into it.
I mean, it was kind of horror. It was a straight up horror film, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget Linda Deadite. I think she was terrifying with the laugh.
Oh yeah.
And they're singing the lullaby.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get you. I was like, oh my god, no chance. And sorry, that's a little bit the story element with the magnifying glass. I thought that was really cool as well. Going straight back onto that, what you said about Evil Dead 2, that was my only major thing, because I thought, now that we know that they didn't have the rights to it, that's what confused me when I rewatched it, because I mean, I've seen the film 3 or 4 times now, and the one thing I've never fully understood was it ended where the first one ended, but then you said there was no Scotty, there was no Cheryl, there was no Linda. There was another girl in there. What was her name? Shelley, thank you. They were not there, so it was almost like you've given us the ending for the first one, but they're not there. So that's where my confusion was. Like, it literally started where the first one finished.
Yeah,
just a bit of a recap.
Yeah, I think Bruce Campbell mentioned that if you watch the first one and then you end it on this part of the second one, it sort of like it's a bit more smoother. But yeah, it's a strange one, because I always remember just thinking they just did a reboot. Like last time, it's been a few years since I watched it. I just always thought they just rebooted the first one, but they haven't really. Well, they sort of have, but they sort of haven't. That's what I mean about the continuity. It could throw people off, but yeah, I think that, like you say, the second one, when it gets going, though, it does get going, doesn't it?
It does get going, yeah. Of the trilogy, I would probably say no. I still say the first one, but I think it's pretty close.
I think. Well, I know a lot of people prefer the second one to the first one.
I think I do because I think it really it delves in a lot more to the slapstick comedy of it and
the Ash character.
Yeah, Ash. They really make that. This is where they make Ash iconic. You have to give full credit to Bruce Campbell in this one because he physically commits. Some of the stuff don't work, like him flipping himself over.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite sequences with the hand possession.
Yeah.
I think him slapping himself and flipping himself over and going on the floor and just like hitting himself with plates. And I was like, wow, this is acting at his finest, man. Like he is fully embedded into that character.
Yeah, no. He's class, man. That's what I mean. Like, I love that part when he's chainsaw in his hand. He's like, "Who's laughing?" I don't know. Yeah. No, it's great
because they sort of add on to a bit of the story with the Professor Nobi and his daughter coming back with a piece of the book, and which was never mentioned in the first one whatsoever. I quite like the fact they added a lot more lore into the book and sort of had that second story element of people actually coming to the cabin with our favourite hillbilly and Bobby Joe.
Yeah. And Jake and Bobby Joe.
Yeah, Jake and Bobby Joe. Yeah. And like I say, the daughter of the archaeologist and the boyfriend. And
I don't know his name. He's not in it long enough.
No, he's not very. No, he's not in it long enough. But again, one of the things I love about it is when they get to the cabin and the chaos unfolds. I don't know. I find his transformation ever so strange. But he was actually pretty cool, Deadeye, to be fair, when he turns.
Yeah.
But there's one bit where he levitates and you can see the wire.
That's the part I was on about. Yeah, I thought it was Scott in the first one. No, yeah. That was that him.
I loved it, but
I can see it with Henrietta as well.
Henrietta. See, I easily prefer Cheryl in the Deadeye in the basement. I think she looks a lot more creepier. Henrietta's obviously a bit more intimidating. She's a big Deadite.
Ted Raimi.
But it was played by Ted Raimi. Yeah, there's a lot of things to love about it. I mean, look, you think about practical effects again. Everything like Henrietta, like when she's out like fully and causing havoc in the main living room of the cabin, the bodysuit and the blood and the green gooey.
Yeah.
When they kill the boyfriend of the archaeologist girl. What's the archaeologist girl's name? Anne. Yeah, I thought it was Anne. But she was again with practicality, with physical stunts, everyone committing to the role. The one thing I don't particularly like was the demise of Bobby J.
Bobby Joe, which
just goes into the tree and that's it. You never see her.
Yeah.
I know it's implied that she's obviously crashed into the tree and is dead, but I think with the Evil Dead films, you always get an official confirmation.
Yeah.
That was the one time where I was like, is she going to come back or is she gone? I mean, it does give us one of the iconic lines when he goes, Bobby Joe, when they go looking for her in the woods. Yeah. I thought he was hilarious, but I mean, with the stupidest decision, with pointing the shotgun, going, we're going to go out there and we're going to look for Bobby Joe. And it's like, the forest is possessed, mate. You're going to absolutely, was it Ash? What did Ash say to him? Like, was he like, you dumb hillbilly or something like that? And it's, she's out there, she's already dead. And it's like, but no, there's a lot of things to love about the Evil Dead. I just love how it expands. It did feel like a rehash of the first one, but I think with your practical effects, with a bit higher budget, it's a lot more lighter. Like in terms of lighting, it's actually a lot more brighter than the first one. But no, I still prefer the first one because I like the graininess to it. I like the B movie feel to it.
Yeah.
This one does feel a lot more high budget. And then we have the most bizarre ending to the franchise so far with the forest coming alive and going back through time, and then you have that awful. I mean, we thought Love of Thunder was bad, when the dad comes through and he's saying "Save my soul."
Yeah, but that's like, and this is like 87.
That's the difference. I just want to say I'm not taking anything against it because of 87 compared to 2022.
Oh yeah. But another thing we haven't mentioned about this one is the scene where the things are coming alive. He's just his mental state is just
at breaking point. Yeah,
and he's like dancing with the lamp. He's like.
That was hilarious. I paused that because I was laughing too much.
Yeah, it's great, man. And like the elk and everything, man.
I think sometimes when you have a bad day and you feel like you're at a breaking point, I do think back to that scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
literally
again, practical
everything.
effects, like everything was moving. There was like people behind it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't get that anymore, do you?
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
I love Evil Dead 2. I love talking about the original trilogy. I just think and also I think I said it before when in our unaired audio issue episode. I just love how every film in the Evil Dead franchise feels different. There's always something different about them. It's never the same. So so like you say, the first one's a straight up horror movie. This one's Evil Dead 2 is a slapstick comedy. Unless you kind of didn't say, which goes to my next point, which is the fact that the third one is a freaking fantasy horror or
yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
yeah. Again, with the third one, Army of Darkness, they had another production hell behind it. I
Really
think,
bad,
yeah,
really bad.
and I believe they had issues with copyright again.
The studio interference.
Studio interference and
They
everything,
asked
yeah.
for another ending. They
Yeah.
asked for a couple of reshoots. They were just all in their faces about wanting their movie and not Sam's or Bruce's or.
Yeah, it's really daft. I don't know how they didn't have any belief or faith in him because he'd done those two, and he'd done before that when he made Darkman with Liam
I still haven't
Neeson.
seen Darkman.
Oh, that's quite good to be fair. But like again, and that was a success. And then there was like still I'm in an about it. Just so let the man do his thing. He's obviously got a proven track record. I don't know why they would even like interfere with him. But again, props to them all because I still think they landed it. You know, because they're like going off from the second to third. Everyone, but I do actually believe, unfortunately, this was a failure, box office failure.
It was a box office
They only
failure.
made a little bit more than what like was invested in it.
Yeah,
but I mean, like you know, like there's thousands of fans and everyone. Regardless, it's just
well,
some people think it's the best one.
Yeah, well, I don't hate. I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
I'd
enjoy it.
probably I mean, I think it's fourth on my list to be honest with you. I think I'd love Army of Darkness. Again, it just delves into the slapstick comedy of the first one with a bit of fantasy element, and it's so tongue in cheek, but it's actually the most quotable out of the whole.
Oh yeah,
I love it when he first moved. When he sees is it Duke of the Red?
Henry
the Red.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never seen this asshole before.
yeah,
you know, Hail to the King, baby, and
Sharp
this is
smart.
sharp
Stuff.
smart. This is my boomstick.
Yeah.
Like it's quite it's so damn quotable.
Even the little ones are like because it's so relatable. Like you know, and he comes back after fumbling the words, and he's like, "Yeah, it's great. Yeah, get the fuck out of my face." All that stuff. Yeah, I love it, man.
But you know, you say about production hell, but yet we had on-set locations. They built the set, they built the castle. It was some bits were on soundstage, but it was really good and all. You know, puppeteering, stop motion with the skeletons, practical effects. I mean, Evil Ash looks freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I thought so anyway. I mean, rewatching it, you think it's so tongue in cheek, but rewatching the other night, I thought he looks sick. I thought he looked wicked.
Yeah,
and the famous dual. There's a specific term they use for it in a filmmaking. I can't remember what it's called. Remember the little mini ashes? It's a bit like a Gulliver's Travel moment.
Yeah.
There's a film. There's a way of doing it. It's like a dual camera, and it can overlap a shot. That's why they managed to do multiple. Okay. It's a really good film technique. I can't remember what it's called now, but you know which one I'm about.
Yeah.
Like that. You know, the effort can never be doubted. You know, whether people think it's so slapstick or stupid, or you can't doubt the love and commitment that everybody put into it behind the scenes, and that's when it pisses me off when studios get involved and not give him the full freedom and creativity to go and make the film he wanted to. I mean, they trusted him to make a third one because of the success of not making him, but like redoing the Evil Dead 2 to trust him enough because the first one was successful to then give him the money to say, yes, go and make your third one, and then have to get involved because of how they don't trust him. I didn't understand that. I think it's really poor how they went about it, but I love Army of Darkness, and I think you know people could say, oh, it might be on your guilty pleasures just how low it's rated, but I'd never call it guilty pleasure. I think it's one of the best. I'll put it out there. I think it's one of the most fun horror films you can watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because some people will disagree with that. I don't think say, oh, this is better. Hereditary's better. You know what I mean? Hereditary's better. You know, for horror films to watch it. You know, in spooky season.
Oh yeah,
like I'm going to Army of Darkness over other ones.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Miss Honey, Sheila.
Miss Sheila, yeah.
Miss Honey, Matilda. Yeah.
That's Miss Honey. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah. That blew me. Wow. Fun fact.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, she's a cool deadite as well.
I may be bad, but I feel good. I was like, fucking hell. I was like, okay. I chuckled at it, but I was just like, wow, that line is just fair play. Yeah. They stuck with it.
But now, like you say, they wanted a bleaker ending where they're doing future post-apocalyptic London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just looked at my notes. Sorry, going back to the ash thing with the multiple ashes. It's called a dual front projection system.
Okay.
So they can have 2 cameras at the same time, overlapping the footage. Instead of overlapping the footage in a laboratory, it was allowed to overlap the shots in camera, like at the time, not taking it back to a studio later. Sorry, that was really narking me.
Yeah, I could tell.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, they wanted a happier ending. I'm always a sucker for like.
I don't mind bleak endings.
Yeah, bleak. That's the way I was looking for, bleak. But again, they eventually managed to get their bleak ending in Ash vs. Evil Dead. But yeah, anything else for Army of Darkness?
No, I'm the same. I actually prefer the apocalypse ending.
Oh yeah,
because I think it's funny because I think that's true to Ash's character fumbling. That's another funny. That's another funny bit when he's like, "Oh, tada, tada."
It's great.
It's hilarious, but that's Ash.
Yeah.
So when he freaking puts an extra eye drop, he was only supposed to put 6, and he put 7. I mean, I was counting them. I don't know if you did. And then when he eventually woke up with a beard and like the world is freaking practically ruined because of the Deadites, and I was like, that's a cool ending. But again, they always wanted to make it a post-apocalyptic film with Evil Dead,
with robots and stuff. I think.
That's just like,
they wanted to embrace the time travel aspect, but yeah, it wasn't allowed to.
It wasn't meant to be.
It's to get his happy ending.
So I love Army of Darkness, and I would again happily defend it because a lot of people consider it to be the worst.
No, that's far from me.
So we have a difference of opinion with this one. 2013's Evil Dead. I love it, but I'm going to let you start.
I think I gave it a 6. Yeah, I enjoyed it more the second time. I think by far the best part is the ending, but not like because it finishes. The ending where like it's raining blood and you got the dead like evil mirror, deadite mirror after.
It's called the Abomination.
The Abomination, yeah, that's the one.
Which is a metaphor for Mia and her drug addiction.
Of course it is. This is what I like. It's but generally what I'm watching, like that part where like she's after her and she's in the car and then he crushes her hand. Cool. And then she chainsaws it and the noise of the chainsaw, I love it, man. Yeah. It's so gruesome, yeah.
Fun fact, they used the sound from the original chainsaw from the first Evil Dead.
Oh, there you go. That's why it sounds so good.
Yeah, I did a bit of research for this one.
Yeah, but I think that's the best part of it. Because again, unfortunately, I couldn't care about any of them. I literally just don't care about none of them. Like me as a drug addict, but she was an arsehole. She's just an arsehole.
That's the point of drug addicts.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't mean I have to like her. You know what I mean?
Drug addicts are dickheads, especially with withdrawals.
Yeah, I know. And it's just a shit day for her because everyone thinks she's just having a withdrawal, but there's actually like a bigger problem.
That's what I loved about the reboot.
Yeah,
is the fact it played on that aspect of her being a recovering addict, and everyone's thinking, oh, it's just her trying to get out because she's having withdrawals. Yeah, I think that's such cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but that aspect works. But like all the friends are just idiots, though. And then it's like a typical tropey like thing. And also like all the friends are like dying in gruesome ways, and like they just breeze over it. They seem to just rush over it like really easily. Like the guy literally cages his own girlfriend in with like the ceramic bit in the toilet and everything. And then the next scene, he's like, oh, this book's about blah blah blah. And I was like, mate.
That bit I will slightly agree on because it does seem to just move on quickly. But
nobody seems to get injured as well. Sorry, nobody seems to really get injured. Like that guy got stabbed the fucking shit. Everything. The bloke got his shotgun to the arm.
Scott, is it Scott?
I don't know who's fucking name. The brother got a shotgun blast to the arm. It's literally like a scrape.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Like, that girl had to chop her arm off and everything. And
they cut a lot of her stuff out. There's supposed to be quite a little story arc with her. And
she was just there.
She was just there. And then when I looked at Eric, by the way, was the school teacher.
School teacher?
He was a school teacher in the film.
Okay. Yeah, but his girlfriend, not his girlfriend, Eric, the blonde one.
The blonde with the long hair. Glasses, yeah.
His girlfriend.
I don't know if they were girlfriend, I think they were just friends.
Friend, whatever. I think he was his girlfriend, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was.
They didn't give me any girlfriend, boyfriend vibe. They gave me mate vibe.
Okay, well, mate, girlfriend, whatever. But
friends with benefits.
But, yeah. Well, this kind of doesn't make my point a bit irrelevant then, because I was under the assumption that it was a girlfriend. I kind of forgot what was on the bit. Sounds about it.
And the fact that maybe because of the fact that they breezed over.
That was it. I thought she was like starting to lead and be like that one who's gonna like take over stuff and whatever. And then she just dies.
I thought that was really cool.
was a cool, it was a
when
cool
it
death
she
scene
just
where
stops
she's
and then
cutting her
like
own mouth
she's
and stuff.
oh
Yeah,
the scissors, that's so the sound design for that is
yeah,
so disgusting.
yeah,
When she's like Olivia, she's like he's there trying to say, "Are you okay? Everything's all right," and you can hear the cutting. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And that reveal where like it's up to there, like Joker, proper
yeah,
Joker.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really effective. I think that's what I praise. I think this one's the most bloodiest out of all the 6 films we've had so far. I think it's by far the most violent one because you got that bit with Olivia where she's cutting her own throat and then he smashes her head in with the toilet
Handle,
the
yeah.
handle, and then we have
See, whatever.
the girlfriend, which Natalie. I thought she has the cool one. Again references to the old one having the possessed hand
Yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
up,
yeah.
and then decides to chainsaw or meat
Yeah, she
saw
cut off
wherever it's
knife.
called. Cut her arm off, but that was such a cool kill. She turns around, she's like, "I'm okay now," and it's still hanging. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I'll give it props. There was a cool shot where she's in the like kitchen bit and the possessed Mia's just staring at her
Yeah,
in the basement. I thought that was really
that was
creepy.
creepy. Yeah,
Give props to that. Yeah.
Possessed Mia was wicked as well. I think that's she is a good. I'd put her up there with Cheryl.
No, I won't go that far. I think
I would.
I think
She's
I think she was
scary.
good and she had the look and she was very creepy. But
I love the scene where she turned like everything. There's chaos going up, and then it cuts to her sitting on the stairs in the basement, and she's just like laughing like this weird possessive giggle. And when Natalie gets stuck down there as well, and like she drags her back down, and they're on the stairs, and that's how Natalie gets so possessed, and she has that awful tongue moment with the paper. Was it box cutter?
Yeah.
She split her tongue. I was like, oh my god, it's awful. And then like you can see her face in the dark. I was very effective. But that's why I say that's why I thought she was a really good.
I think that those parts were really good. But like I say, the characters I just went asked about. But especially Brother, I thought he was very bland.
He's not. His performance is the guy who plays Dave. Yeah, he is. I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, something Fernandez. His performance wise not the greatest, but I think he was supposed to play that withdrawn brother of they haven't got that relationship.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I mean, if shit's unfolding in front of his eyes, and he's just a bit like
Fun fact: did you notice that he was wearing a blue denim? A bit of resemblance to Ash from the other one. From the original, but that's something I noticed.
Was he wearing white?
No, he had a white shirt on, but then he had a blue denim, like long arms top on. Anyway, that was a good expectation subversion when he gets killed at the end. I didn't expect it. I mean, poor Eric gets nail gunned, which was another effective, really cool thing. Like you said, he gets beaten with a crowbar and then having blunt force trauma and then freaking getting stabbed to death with fire. He got it bad, but then he kind of deserved it because I think this is the one part of the problem I have in the film. Is when this is the first time the Book of the Dead, there's like written text saying, "Do not read these pages."
Literally, don't read it.
Literally warning him, like red, amber, green, like on every page. It's just like, don't read this book, hide this book, stop doing it, basically. And instead of reading the passages, translating it, and reading the passages, and I'm like, it was a stupid element. But with modern films, they have to have the one idiot because my argument always is, and that's why I saw give it leeway.
And who really sings out loud on their own?
Well, nobody really. But it's for dramatic purposes, isn't it? I give leeway with more modern films now is when in order for the horror to happen, you do need that stupid element of somebody doing something stupid in order to unleash you, because otherwise you get a horror film.
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways about doing it.
How would you do it then?
Well, I mean,
you're on the spot now.
I think they did it well in the original because they start reading it and then she gets scared and then they put it away and then Scott reads it again, doesn't he?
Yeah,
reads it out loud. But there's ways about doing it, but literally in that one, it was just like he just read it.
Yeah, he just read it like a melon. Even though it's warning him not to.
And like I say, just warning, over and over again. Not a good song, but I don't know. It was just a bit naff. But but like I say, there's something has to happen for it to start. But
I mean, like I say, that's why I give it leeway because you need it for it to happen in order for the film to happen. But one final thing is what I'll say about this one is that this is the start of each Evil Dead film having some sort of family trauma element or subplot in it. With this one, the mom was in a mental hospital. She was losing her mind. The children were going to worry that they were going to do the same thing. Dave and Mia's relationship was very strained. Obviously, he hasn't been there for her, wasn't there for when the mom died poor Mia had to suffer through it all, hence why her addiction. Them sort of trying to rekindle and sort of like, him trying to help her and this being the stepping stone to rebuild their relationship. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen in the end. But there was a lot of story elements of that I liked, and I felt that's what made me care about Mia. Because I do like Mia. I think if she came back in future installments, I'd probably be happy because I did like her. I thought she was a really cool final girl as well.
Yeah. Like I say though, I think like if they do it once, yeah, fair. But like these newer ones, they seem to just go over the same thing, like family trauma, distance, rekindle, whatever. So, I mean, that film, yeah. But like I say, yeah, she's a druggie, whatever. But I don't have to like her. I just thought it's a bit of a tit.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I said, the ending now, we've got no problems with that. And you see Ash at the end as well.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, Bruce Campbell's little cameo at the end, yeah. Groovy. I don't hate All Dead. I think, again, it's an 8.
The worst one, by far, no?
Yeah. You gave it a 6, didn't you? 6, I gave it an 8. I think it's a great horror film. But you know what? We're entitled to be a little bit lower or higher on things, depending how we like to watch our horrors. So I've got no problems with it. They're just they're minor. So which moves on to Rise. Again, rewatch this. What day are we on? Friday. I was recording. I watched it on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I watched after the England game.
After the England game, we move on from that.
Yeah.
Again, really solid entry. Characters I care about. I like Beth, the rock and roll auntie. Again, story elements of being a motherhood. Going to the apartment with for Ellie, which is Lisa Sutherland. Sutherland. Incredible. The family dynamic, again, really interesting, a lot of fun. Loved the idea of, the feeling of isolation, them having to move out in this abandoned building, which was really cool. And their floor's the only one that's left with the lights on. Also, we were thought, before I carry on about that, has the best opening for the franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The sequence with the friend not being well on the lake, which we mentioned in our reviews for Rise, the continuation. Burn, sorry. I have Rise and Burn. Sorry. This is the sort of prequel to the start of Burn, with Jessica being possessed, and we come to find out why. And then when she rises out of the water with the title card coming up, I think it was absolutely iconic. In the great Martin Scorsese, pure cinema.
Yeah.
Excellent opening. And then, going back to the apartment, love the feeling of isolation, being in an abandoned building, being knocked down, whatever. Have an earthquake. There's a bank under it used to be an old bank, sorry. There's a vault underneath. That's how they find the Book of the Dead, which was really cool, by the way, with all the crosses and all the sort of, bit like Eric saying, tell you not to read it. If you got that many freaking crosses around this little box, it kind of gives you an idea of not to go near it, but whatever. Kids will be kids. Really effective when it all starts kicking off, because I think it gave you enough time to care about them.
Okay, I care about these characters in the reboot more than like Burn and Evil Dead, because they're kids, they're innocent, and like Beth was an interesting like protagonist, and like Ellie was just trying to find a way after this divorce or separation, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I brought it more from this one. But to be fair, I didn't enjoy it as much as when we saw it at the cinema. There was a few like issues I had with it, but I think she's probably the best Deadite we've had in these new ones.
Ellie's iconic as a Deadite. Yeah. If you had to make a Deadite list, which I should have thought of that, actually, that would have been cool.
Yeah, she's definitely up there.
She would definitely be in the conversation.
Staying for the peephole and just trying to persuade the kid to open the door.
That sequence is creepy. She does give her one line that I'll tell you. I can't say it on screen because it's
Mommy's with the maggots.
No. Oh, mommy's with the maggots now. Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah. Now when she's saying to Beth, she was like, "Open the door like you open your legs, you groupie slut." Or well, she said something else, but I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, that was really funny. Like that was all. Again, it had a lot of comedy elements. Actually, there was some one-liners the Deadites were bringing out, and this was like when the daughter gets possessed, and then she was there going, getting all these maggots out of my tummy, and she's like swallowing the glass. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So again, really creative Deadites. I thought every one of them was memorable. They all had their own little thing. Yes. So people were going very back and forth plot points in this film, but the reading of the passage felt a bit more authentic. He can't do nothing about trying to, and he was trying to stop it.
He was trying to stop it,
and it was actually the most creepiest looking looking Book of the Dead I found. I think some of the imagery, I was a bit like, oh shit. Like, it was freaking me out a little bit.
No, I'm saying that it obviously, it's convenient that he like into his DJ stuff and there's a vinyl or whatever, but you get past that.
God, you need to get past that.
I am. I'm not saying there's nothing, whatever. But like I say, it was.
Because you know what happens? It's one of those famous, and he goes, "Nah, I don't want to literally cuts," and he goes, "The end."
But that was an interesting way to get the Deadites to, find their way in and stuff. The other members in the apartment block, the religious chap next door, and the old man with the cat and that, and the kids, and that scene where she's literally outside and she's just mowing them all down.
Yeah.
And that scene where they think she's dead and they put her in the bed and they put her eyes down and she keeps opening it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously she's alive. And I thought those parts were really cool.
And when she's listening to the rest of the audio, and then she comes through the vents, and you can see her in the back. I mean,
that is way better than Hereditary. That part. Sorry, I got really like.
No, give me it.
I hate all this stuff where people like Hereditary, like, oh, that scene where she's in the corner of the room. It's just, oh, fuck off. Like that part is so much better. That part.
I wouldn't disagree with it, but I'm a fan of Hereditary, so I will defend.
Everybody
it's good, Jack. That's why.
Yeah, these there to good. The rest are the dog shit.
Absolutely not.
Again, that's the tangent, but yeah.
The Hereditary special.
God,
yeah, have that one.
God.
But no, I get that, and it was very effective, and yeah, it was. But again, the theme of family trauma. So I'm going to mention each one with the dad leaving. Everything's in limbo. The lives and the building was a visual representation of them. Crumbling, being empty because they don't know where they're going. The Beth doesn't know what she's doing because she's pregnant, and she doesn't know where life's going to, what the next thing's going to happen. So a lot of good story elements I felt was embedded into that.
You see Henrietta's pizza.
Yeah, I did see Henrietta's pizza. Yeah. Did you also see the chopping? The wood chipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he had Bruce Campbell in the vinyl thing.
And and he also crunched the apple, didn't he, with the famous audio for the eye scene. Reference to Evil Dead with Bobby Joe.
Yeah.
Get that poor kid getting the eyeball swallow. Yeah, I think this was pretty much a quick glaze over of Evil Dead Rise because I think it's great. I think it's just a really good, well-made horror film. I think Lee Cronin did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I think he did a good job with it, yeah.
It's very rewatchable.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
like all of them are in our humble opinions. Like they are they are rewatchable. Is there anything else you want to say about Rise? I think we pretty much covered everything about it. I think it's well made. Deadites are memorable, very funny one-liners, very bloody. Sorry, the Marauder at the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Honestly, I didn't expect that at the end. I thought, Jesus Christ, what enough? Here's that. Sorry, last thing. Feel free to jump in. I feel like I'm
a Shining reference as well.
Yeah, the Shining reference. But then the possession scene with Ellie in the elevator. Yeah. That's the most memorable one for me. I think that was wicked. And I felt sorry for her because I liked her.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like tragic. You're thinking, holy shit, this is cool. But at the same time, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But again, really good. And that when she comes back in, she was like, I had a dream. And we all crawled inside our body. And I was like, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh. It's like they literally did that at the end by mixing their bodies together, being the Marauder.
Yeah, that was cool.
But that was a cool final boss. I think the reboot do a good job. Shut myself on the foot here, but I'm sorry, this is going to go back to my last point. I feel like we come full circle in a sec. Evil Dead 2013 had a very good one with the Abomination, which like the Rain in Blood. We have Evil Dead Rise with the Marauder, very, very cool, very memorable. And yet Rise, Burn, man, I'm getting them mixed up really bad. Burn, the weakest one. So Burn, the CGI, the burnt, husband. Yeah, Dead Eyes, whatever you want to call it. It was very weak. Very weak.
Yeah, I forgot to mention
one more time. It's weak, wasn't it?
It was very weak.
So those are all our thoughts on the Evil Dead franchise as a whole. As you can tell, we love it to bits. We are very passionate about it. We were very humble. Very humble. We were very grateful back in 2022 when we went to Telford Comic Con.
Yes.
We unfortunately, Jack, we queued to try and meet Bruce Campbell to sign his Ashy Slashy, who you can tell has made an appearance. He's a reference from the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show. If you don't know, it's a fantastic episode, probably one of the best of the series. Unfortunately, couldn't meet him because Jack, we at the time
first Comic Con,
one of our first Jack's. Yeah, one of Jack's first Comic Cons. Didn't expect how popular Bruce Campbell would be, so he never got to meet him. However, we did go to our Q&A with him afterwards, which was really interesting. This was at the time Doctor Strange was coming out, and like someone asked him a question about it, and he said, he went, "I hope you got a very good lawyer." I thought that was really funny. Yeah. And it was a really good hour, wasn't it? He was answering a lot of Evil Dead questions, as you can imagine. And someone was asked about he played out. Huh?
Was it Mortal Kombat? So we asked him about Mortal Kombat. He's actually going to be in Mortal Kombat and stuff.
Oh yeah, about the Mortal Kombat because he recorded lines for it. Yeah. The Elvis movie when he played
Bubba Hotep.
Bubba Hotep. Yeah,
Oh, I love that one.
yeah. I don't like it personally, but
That's the Army of Darkness, like sort of vibe to it.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it just there was part of it I liked, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
We'll get to
I didn't
that
know.
another time. Yeah.
So we were very grateful to actually see Bruce Campbell in the flesh. I know, obviously now he's got the cancer diagnosis, which is really, really sad. But we're very grateful we could see him for that hour and have that Q&A. We didn't have the balls to ask questions in the end. I wanted to ask a question, but I sort of dropped them. I just dropped the ball a little bit on that.
That was interesting to watch. Yeah.
I mean, my day was made because I met Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman. So that was my day was made. So, but unfortunately, I was. But Kelly, the woman who played Kelly in the Astro Evil Dead, she was there. I tried to encourage you to go and get her to sign it, but you wanted Bruce Campbell, so you never did.
I invested my time in queuing for Bruce Campbell, and then I got told to leave.
Yeah.
She put me down, man.
She did put you down.
She didn't ease my suffering. I think she enjoyed it.
She probably did.
She was like, if you haven't pre-ordered, you ain't meeting Bruce Campbell. Fucking mic drop.
Yeah, I told you.
All right.
She was probably secretly a Deadeye.
Fucking dead inside, man. Horrible. Yeah.
So yeah, but as you can tell how much we love Evil Dead, it's like I say, I had pretty much nothing else to say. So right, this is where we're gonna have a bit of fun, folks. So today, it was majority today, bit of last night. I have prepared a trivia game for Jack. It's a red pill, blue pill, 4 rounds. He gets to pick which one, red pill or blue pill. And I'll ask Jack a trivia question of the Evil Dead. He gets it correct. He gets it correct. Move on to round 2. If you get 3 out of the 4, I will accept 3 out of 4.
Okay.
But anything lower than that, you're not getting it. So this is putting him on the spot. So I'm going to show Jack. We'll pop the picture on screen what his prize will be that I have in my basket to order because I haven't ordered it yet. So I can't give it to him now. I'm going to reveal it to Jack now. We'll pop a picture on screen now.
Oh,
so
nice. I do want that.
It is a Evil Ash from Army of Darkness pop vinyl. So this is something to play for. So you need to lock in now. So, and if you enjoy this, please consider, giving us a subscribe. And if you like this, let us know if you want to do more trivia questionnaires like this with all prizes at the end. There's no forfeit. There's no punishment if you get these wrong. This is just something, bit of fun. Trying something.
You get locked in the basement.
You get locked in the you get locked in the basement. Yeah, I think I might find a drunken to play possessed Cheryl.
Didn't read the blueprint.
Henrietta, she can eat you alive.
No.
Anyway, moving on very swiftly. That went extremely dark.
Yeah.
So this is round 1. I'm going to try and speak very clearly as possible. So I will allow for me to repeat the question. However,
if I'm taking the piss, you're not going to.
Yeah, don't just shout out the answer. I want you to lock in the answer. Just say, "Yeah, that's it." Okay. So if you randomly shout something out, I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. This is fair, but this is round 1. Cue some dramatic music if
Jack can be asked to edit it.
Jack can be asked to edit it. Yeah. So round 1 is the cabin classics. So we have the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. So Jack, red pill or blue pill?
Blue pill.
Blue pill. Speak clearly, please.
Blue pill, Mr. Quizmaster.
So, in Evil Dead 2, during the chaotic fight with Henrietta in the fruit cellar, her eyeball is squeezed so hard it flies across the room directly into the mouth of another character. Who was that character?
Bobby Joe.
Is that locked in?
Yes.
That is correct. Bobby Joe, played by Cassivazzi de Pavia. I even added the names just so it sounded cool. So well done. That's 1 out of 4. You're on your way. Round 2 is Army of Darkness. So red pill or blue pill?
Red pill.
Red pill. When Ash accidentally travels back to 1300 AD, he is captured by Lord Arthur, who is the rival duke that Lord Arthur is warring against, who is also imprisoned alongside Ash. Do you want me to repeat the question, or you?
Who's also imprisoned with Ash is Henry the Red.
Final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. Well done. Yeah. I'll accept that. It's Duke Henry the Red, but you got majority of it right, so I will give you that. Round 3. That was quite good then.
Round 3.
Round 3. Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise. Jack, red pill or blue pill?
Blue pill.
Blue pill.
Yes.
In the 2013 film, the group doesn't actually go... Let me repeat that. I heard you say that. In the 2013 film, the group doesn't actually go to the cabin for a fun vacation. What is the specific, serious medical reason they have isolated themselves out in the woods to help Mia?
To stop her withdrawing, to stop her from taking drugs. But there's a term for it.
No.
Withdrawals? No.
Lock in?
Does this turn free? But basically,
I have three. In fairness to you, I have three different options. So
okay, yeah. Isolating her to help her locking in withdrawals before just waffle on about shit.
So, Jack, congratulations, you have won the Evil Ash.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you.
So, the answer was addiction withdrawal, and the other answers I would have accepted were detox or just quitting heroin.
Detox.
So yeah, and the other answer was quitting heroin. So the last one, you've won Evil Ash, but come on, let's get you 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
And if you are interested, you want to read out the other questions, see if you get them right.
Yeah.
So you've won Evil Ash. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
So this is Ash versus Evil Dead.
Okay, I might suffer on this one because I watched it in a while.
Okay, red pill or blue pill?
Red pill.
Red pill. I think this one's quite easy, actually. We're not reading out loud. In Ash vs. Evil Dead, Ash travels with 2 loyal value-stop co-workers who become his sidekicks. What are their names?
Kelly and Pablo.
There you go. I knew that one was too easy, to be fair. When I looked at that, I thought, wow,
it's been a while since I watched it.
Well done, Pablo.
If you'd have gave me, if it was Kelly, is her name Kelly, Kylie, or Kaylee, I'd have been a bit like, oh.
So I'm going to go back to the top. So we can read out the questions. See if you just get it right. Just have a bit of fun.
Okay.
There's no stakes to it. So you gave the Bobby Joe answers. You picked blue pill. So back to round 1, just out of curiosity, the red pill question was, in The Evil Dead, what is the name of the archaeologist who originally translated the Natura de Monto, the Book of the Dead, on the tape recorder?
Oh.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't have that one. That could have been a hiccup because I'm getting... Is it L, isn't it? No, the surname begins with L. I don't know, I wouldn't have known that.
We wouldn't know that. So you don't know? It was Professor Raymond Noby.
Then where the fuck the L come from? I don't know.
So
no, I should have known that.
Don't worry about it. You want it now, who cares?
No.
So blue pill for round 2, which was the Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
When Ash arrives at the altar to retrieve the Necronomicon in Army of Darkness, he discovers a trick. How many identical looking books are waiting for him on the altar?
3.
So you would have got that one. Yeah, 3 was the answer. Round 3 was red pill. Yeah, even Evil Dead Rise, the possessed mother, Ellie, delivers one of the most chilling, iconic lines of the film to her terrified children. What food-related threat does she make them?
Food-related threat?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. You said it earlier.
I'm always with the maggots now.
Yeah. It's food-related because she's maggot food.
Okay.
So no, sorry, I was trying to make that a bit more complicated.
Eating maggots?
Well,
I was thinking she made eggs.
That is true. Right. So the last one was the blue pill. In the infamous season 2 episode, The Morgue, Ash has a horrific yet iconic slapstick battle with a possessed intestine. Ash gets physically pulled inside which part of the anatomy?
The ass. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I would have accepted the ass or the anus.
Yeah.
So, well done. Jack's won the Evil Ash, and I'll do a video of giving it to him. I just think I'm making this up. I will buy it, and I will give it to him. It was just a little fun. Did you enjoy that?
I did, yeah. I did. Maybe I should do it next time. And I'll get you something.
As long as you make it for something I would know. Don't try and trick me out. Because I did originally put filmmaking questions in there, but I wasn't 100% sure. In order to make the car in the Army of Darkness make the specific sound, what did they put in the exhaust? And it was a packet of crisps.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't think you would. That was just random. Honestly, thank God for IMDb on the trivia that was on there. So I thought, So, well done, Jack. You won the Evil Dead. No, you won the Evil Dead. Well done. You've won the Evil Ash. So, our last little segment is just a couple of quick fire questions. If you were stuck in an Evil Dead cabin, who was getting possessed first out of me and you, and who survives to the credits?
I'd say you survive. I'd probably get possessed.
Speak up.
I said.
I couldn't hear you.
You'd probably survive. I'll probably get possessed or some shit.
No, mate. I can imagine myself doing something really stupid to be on my own to get possessed, but I probably would pump back myself to survive, and I'll probably end up killing you and taking your head off.
Okay, that's right. That part. Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry. That was something I envisioned. Sorry. I think. Anyway, Red Rain or Blood-Filled Elevator, which is the superior drenched in blood set piece? Do you think?
I think the Blood Rain.
Blood Rain? Yeah. I would agree. I see it's hard. I was hoping you'd say Red Elevator because I thought, that'd be different. Even though I did think that was pretty cool when they're drowning and then the arms are coming in, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I do think the final sequence in the 2013 version is badass.
Yeah.
Especially the aesthetic side of things as well. So, what scene makes you recoil more? like freak out basically. The box cutter tongue slice in the Evil Dead 2013, or the calf shredding cheese grater in Evil Dead
Oh,
Rise.
after
Yeah, damn. Was hoping we disagree on shit. We're two agreeing because I cringed at that. I didn't cringe at the box cutter.
No, not me. No, but that cheese one, because I think
I've cut myself on a cheese grater before, and it hurts. I'm not seeing that. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think everybody's, well, unless you're like me and you, we've nicked ourselves on cheese graters and stuff, you know, the pain, to see that on the calf bit. Ugh.
So, final 2 questions. Just quick fire one. What is the dumber way to accidentally summon a deadite? Playing a sketchy vinyl record you found in a vault, or literally reading the inked logbook of the dead out loud because you saw a cool translation?
Yeah, reading it loud. I think reading it loud, that's just so stupid. Like I made the point earlier, when you're alone, who the hell reads out loud?
That's what I'm going to say. I've got a couple of put downs. I'm literally just picking them. But when you mentioned it earlier, I thought I got to bring that back up again.
That's so fucking stupid. I don't know why on earth you'd do that for.
So, final question. Would you rather spend one night in the classic cabin from the Evil Dead, or one night in the apartment from Evil Dead Rise, in terms of fighting a deadite and surviving the night? Because I thought, I could kick my feet up in an apartment. No. You've got Ellie coming in. You're going to have the 2 kids in there. If you're part of that film, or you're involved in that situation, which one would you rather be fighting for your life for?
In the apartment.
You'd rather fight in the apartment?
Because if I was just overrunning, I could just jump out the window.
and unalive yourself.
Yes.
And just not talk about you fucking cheater.
I ain't cheating, man.
Fight for your life.
Cheat death. I'm gonna die.
Okay, you're cheating. You freaking took the rules out again.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
wow.
Nah, I mean, imagine being stuck in the middle of the woods trying to fight them. I mean, what do they see? In the POV camera shots.
Yeah.
Because they all fucking shit themselves quite rightly.
Yeah.
What do they see? We don't really see it. They'll swim.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, am I fucking seeing that in the middle of the woods?
Well, they're a little bit depressing towards the end to end it. Yes. So I'm going to give a bit of an in-depth question. I really struggled to say that bit. So this is because we've spoke about it quite a lot, this one. So I'm going to end it on this one. So because franchises that we know, like Jason and Freddy Krueger, have universally hated sequels, why has Evil Dead managed to maintain such a high standard over the years? What do you think? What makes you think it makes it, especially going up to 50 years of it, of Evil Dead? What makes you think it makes it stand out? Whether it be the TV show or the multiple directors, what do you think is their secret? Made it so consistent.
Obviously the start, the original 81 and 87 one. Obviously without at the start. If they fumbled the start, then it wouldn't be as successful. So I think they had a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Like premise, a good starting point.
Yeah.
To thrive off. But I think that's a really good question. That is.
Thank you.
God, I wasn't prepared for that. Like 20 past 11 at night.
Do you want to help you? Yes. I'm not saying you don't you?
No,
I think because it has a formula, and it doesn't, especially the first trilogy. It just expanded on that formula, and everyone tried something different that made you want to come back to it. But it never came from its premise.
Yeah.
The more deadites became iconic as well, and people were more frightened of it. They came to this realization of, practical effects, actual, people in suits and looking dressed up, getting looking all terrified. The cabin in the wood aspect, it just sort of stood the test of time. I think it just only got better as it got along. That's probably the thing why, like, to agree with you and what you said, it has a concept. It didn't, and all it did was just expand on it and make it better over the years. That's what I think anyway. And it has a formula. It's never changed. Every film has either a reference or it has something that makes it feel Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Apart from the last one.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, solid. That's a good point.
So on that note, we're going to leave you there on our Evil Dead special. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please give us a like and consider subscribing if you enjoyed what you see. Is there any other films or franchises you want Jack and I to cover, and whether good or bad, and we have different views on, or ones we just universally hate? I'm more than happy to talk about the Terrifiers. Fucking hate them. So more than happy to talk about that. But let us know what your favorite Evil Dead film is, and did you enjoy Burn? And what is your favorite Evil Dead character as well? I mean, I love good old Ashy Slashy here. Man. So, but you'll never take away from the OG days, Ash. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.